Welcome, I'm XX Author, and this is my unknown channel, and today we'll watch this unknown review on Dandadan Season 2. Ikuzo! Season 2 is better than Season 1 because they already know who they are and the roles in the show, so you just get straight into the action and the fun immediately. Dandadan Season 2 is from summer 2025, made by Science Saru, also known for Keep Your Hands Off of Izokin. Dandadan Season 2 is under the genre of action, comedy, genre, romance, sci-fi, and supernatural. And at the time of this recording, you can stream it on Crunchyroll. Story. The story leaves off exactly from Season 1. It just doesn't skip a beat. We're starting off the season with the gray guys attacking Momo. To me, that scene's kind of sexual because the guys are kind of like, they're in like a hot spring, but right, it's just kind of weird. It's kind of a weird scene. It's a weird fight scene, but it's whatever. But they get straight into it with the giant worm they talked about in Season 1. They're fighting the worm, which has powers that can make you want to kill yourself. But can someone confirm to me in the comments if the worm is like an alien or a ghost? Most likely an alien, but the powers to kill yourself seems kind of ethereal to me. So like a ghost or like what is that? Like at this point, like are we just doing whatever? Is anything allowed in Dandadan at this point? Because I just thought that, Dandadan was just aliens and ghosts. Those were the two, anchor points of this universe. Those were the two absolutes of the universe, that there are aliens and there are ghosts. I didn't think there were like something, there could be anything in between, anything mythical in between. But during the fight, we meet Evil Eye, who has the power to, if you look at him, you kill yourself. So we get a fight between Evil Eye and the worm, the giant worm, and it's just like both of them like go kill yourself. And that is very Japanese. But the both of the powers kind of like even out, right? So none of them like really kill themselves. But then Evil Eye unlocks a new form, which turns him into like a Brazilian soccer, just a regular Brazilian like local at that point, because he's just like doing like keep ups with the soccer ball or something. He's from Brazil or something, like he's Messi or Ronaldo or something. Or Balotelli, shout out Balotelli. We get a fight with Evil Eye and Okuron, which is cool, but not my favorite fight in the season, which might be surprising to you, as I think that's a lot of everybody's favorite fight in the season. But stick around to see which one is my favorite fight. We deal with Evil Eye a little bit more, and then we deal with the worm a little bit more, but then we just move on to the next arc. So I'm being very vague because it's a spoiler-free review. So in the next arc, we deal with Evil Eye some more, but we also get a very cool rock band scene, like really good rock music in it. And Okuron's and Aisei's love starts to grow and just blossom even more, which I really liked. I'm a big fan of, romance in shonen, like fighting, if it's done, sparingly. Okuron wants to become stronger in this arc, so in true shonen fashion, we got like a mini training arc midway through the season where they fight famous classical musicians. When they're fighting famous classical musicians, this is my favorite arc by far because of the music, the animation really come together really well. I'm just a sucker for classical music and anime fights, really, and it's just amazing. Actually, in episode 8, the timestamp would be 1449 is my favorite cut of animation. But yeah, which fight is your favorite fight? After all that training arc, we go into like Okuron's like testicles, the balls are flying all over the place, right? And that turns into a fight with Space Godzilla, and then the season ends on a kiss. I really enjoyed the story. It was fun. It was action packed. I really liked everything about it. Really, nothing really pissed me off. It was really good. I liked it. I don't know what to say. I liked it. But it's like, what could have done better, right? And it just lacked emotion throughout the season, except for like the romance scenes. Those are the only scenes that I think that really mattered, right, when it comes to emotions. At no point do you feel like anybody's gonna die or the stakes are higher than, like that. Once again, I just feel like just lacked emotion. But, once again, the romance was really good. Really loved Aisei's and Okuron's romance. That was done very beautifully. That was a work of art. I'm not gonna lie. That was a work of art. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to give a story a C. Pacing. Dandadan Season 2 will cover 3 arcs. I'm dubbing it Evil Eye Arc, Chilling Arc, and Space Godzilla Arc. Space Godzilla Arc was my least favorite. I feel like that was like a little weird. Like, it was kind of weird. It didn't really fit in I feel like that's gonna fit more into season 3. But yeah, it didn't really fit in with season 2. It's not bad. It's good. It's a fun arc for sure. Nothing about this season was bad, really. Chilling arc was my favorite arc by far, because once again, my favorite fight was in the chilling arc. Then, you know, we had the Evil Eye arc and the giant worm arc in the beginning. That was cool. I liked it. That was fun. Had the funny scene in it when the grandma came. That was funny. That was the funniest thing. I think I laughed more in season 2 than season 1. I didn't laugh at all in season 1. So the pacing overall was just pretty good, and it divided everything up pretty evenly. So I'm giving pacing a C. Characters. Everyone is really likable. They nailed it with the characters. Momo and Okuron have a really love thing going on, right? And I really liked it. It was really a great show of maturity and growth with each other, trust, and it was just really beautiful seeing Momo and Okuron grow together. Just young love, just growing with each other. However, Okuron had more of a character arc this season, because he wanted to become stronger and protect the people he loves the most. So, going on that whole training arc, he learned a little bit, on how to become better as a fighter and as a person. So Okuron definitely had the standout character arc of this season. This was Okuron's season. And I can't even call this development, but Grandma Seiko learned the power of communicating properly with other people and just how important that is. That's a little something you pick up during the show, but yeah, she learned how to do that properly. And we're also introduced to Kinta and Evil Eye. They both have a little bit of an arc. More so Evil Eye has a little bit of an arc in the show, and Kinta, yeah, a little bit of an arc, but not really. More so Evil Eye. So yeah, I think the characters with the most arc in this season would be Okuron number 1, obviously, Evil Eye at number 2, right? And then everybody else is down below. So overall, the characters are likable, and the characters we care about the most go through the most change in development. So I'm giving characters a B. Animation. The animation was absolutely stellar. Buy Stellar right now. Buy Stellar. 2025. What day is it? October 2025. Buy Stellar coin. Anyway, the animation was absolutely beautiful. The fight scenes really were well animated. I'm about to give animation a crazy rank, but it's okay, and it's important for you to understand how I got to this grade. Animation was really well. Okay, we can say a lot about a lot of shows, but it's also key that the animation doesn't drop off or fall off during slow scenes or just regular scenes, right? Like the romance scenes or just regular, like when they're not fighting, just at school scenes, right? That's very important, the grade I'm about to give to this. But what else can I say? They paid the animators. They gave them enough time to work on it, and they gave them enough money, and obviously you can tell the animation had a big budget, right? I also heard that season 1 and season 2 were worked on together, right? And they just broke it up, so they just had a lot of time to work on season 2 as well. So that's also a reason to why the animation probably looks so well. So my grade I'm giving animation is an S. Animation gets an S. Perfect. Cinematography was really good, actually. If I can put up some pictures on screen, I'm gonna do that for sure. One of the better cinematic experiences of this season, really. They had a lot of great use for camera angles, colors, lighting, and movement. In particular shots like with Momo and Okuron that I really liked. There was like a shot when they were moving around the camera, and that was just really nice to see. That was really a dynamic camera movement kind of scene, and I love to see that. That's a show of cinematography right there. And once again, lighting for mood. It's just beautiful. It was just looked really beautiful. Like, this looked good. Looked good, right? But obviously you can tell, they had a lot of money. They had to get like a good, cinematographer, to get, and they gave them enough time to express themselves, give the talent enough time to express themselves and their creative vision. So I'm giving cinematography an A. On first listen, I was not the biggest fan of the music, except for that one rock band scene during the exorcism. There was an exorcism rock band scene. Going through the soundtrack, listening to it again, it was really good, actually. It was actually really good. The only issue is that you don't really hear that soundtrack very much during the show, or maybe I just wasn't really listening. But if they want to emphasize sound, they're going to do it. Like, I hear soundtracks all the time in anime, right? And it just wasn't standing out the most in Dandadan. Also, when it comes to the soundtrack, it was really unique, actually, because they had synths. I haven't heard synths since the 90s or 80s, like that, those kind of animes. I haven't heard that kind of synths since Devilman Crybaby, and that is really good. If you like Dandadan, I'm not sure if I would recommend Devilman Crybaby to you yet. That's a little up there, I don't know. But yeah, once again, you know, they really did put up a really good soundtrack. They had enough money, enough time. They made art. They made it really beautiful. And they just had the right talent. They had everything was going for them when it comes to getting the right people together to make this music. So for sound, Dandadan Season 2 is getting a B. World building. We get introduced to the worm, which isn't like a ghost or an alien. So basically, the show can do whatever it wants. I think the show can basically do whatever it wants with like mystical creatures or something like that. That's interesting. I want to see what they do with that in next season. But yeah, so we get introduced to that. So now, world building wise, now we know that it's just not aliens and ghosts in this world. There are other things, right? We also learned that there are types of spirits, like Evil Eye. He can grow like infinitely strong. They mentioned that. We learn about rhythm and how important rhythm is when it comes to fighting, and like what rhythm each characters have. If they have an 8 rhythm, 6, 7, like rhythms like this. I'm not a music guy like that, but like they mention it. And overall, season 2, we go on a little bit of our previous knowledge based on season 1. World building, I am giving it a C. Themes. So for themes, we're looking at like relationships. We're looking at relationships between like Aise and Okuron, the grandmother and Aise, Okuron and Turbo Grandma. We're looking at relationships between all of those characters and like everybody. We also got a really nice moment between Turbo Grandmother and Okuron. We're learning about communication for Aise's grandma Seiko to, you know, be more communicative, you know, understanding, loneliness, the elephant in the room, and just striving for better were really themes of the season. Not too heavy, nothing too heavy really, but nonetheless really solid themes, but nothing too crazy, and I don't think they were pushed too heavy. So right, and that's where Dandadan loses some points, right? The emotion isn't too strong and the themes aren't too heavy. You really need to make everything really come together to get a really high mark. So for themes, it's getting a D. Judgement. Overall, I thought Dandadan was a very fun anime to watch. The animation was good, the cinematography was good, the story was good. If you have time to watch it, go ahead and watch it. It's a fun watch to watch. However, Dandadan isn't like going to get you on your knees and start crying, right? You go in there, you know what you're gonna get with Dandadan. You know you're gonna get action, you know you're gonna get this kind of humor. If you watch, this is season 2, you know what you're into, right? You know what you're gonna get to, and I'm here to report that it's not gonna do anything that season 1 didn't do. That's my report to you. It's not like this season like changed Dandadan. This is the season that, you know, you're gonna look on Dandadan, it's completely different. No, it's doing everything from season 1 but better. That's really it. That's my report for you. That goes into my issue, right? Dandadan season 2 lacks depth, right? It's not gonna do anything that we didn't see in season 2. Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? It's a meh thing. I feel indifferent about that. It should be doing something different. It should be trying to do something different, right? There are animes that with season 1 was like funny and shit, but season 2 is funny but also got more serious. I wonder if we're ever gonna get that in Dandadan. I'm not saying Dandadan has to change its identity or anything, or be like not what it is, like not as funny or not as action packed, but like it should strive for, it should always be continuous growth, and it did have growth in the season, right? The emotion was there, but just not all the way. But overall, I think Dandadan season 2 gets a C. What are my recommendations? My recommendations, if you like Dandadan, go ahead and watch Mob Psycho 100, Hell's Paradise, or Call of the Night. I feel like you could like Mob Psycho 100 if you just like the action, right? Hell's Paradise has some of that, you know, serious but joking tones to it. More violent though, a lot more violent. And Call of the Night is like more of that romance that I think you might like if you like the romance in this. Inspiration. What will I take out of Dandadan season 2 when writing my stories? You know, just the rock band music, having a rock band scene, that was cool. How maybe incorporating music and music I like into stories. Classical music when fighting. Just, I know I like that, but it's just good to just keep that in the dome, right? Classical music when fighting, having creative enemy powers, right? Such as in the classical musical fight, right? That was just a weird fight. I don't even know, right? It's such a that fight was such a fever dream, but I love it. I love it so much. And just the subtleties in romance, you know, the feeling of the unsurety if someone likes you, right? That was done really beautiful. I'm hyping up the romance in this, please. I'm hyping up the romance in it, but it was like maybe like 5 minutes in total. So that's gonna be it for the video, guys. If you like my channel, if you want to see more reviews, I have one other review up on my channel. It's a ghost hunt review. At this moment I only have one other review up on my channel. It's the ghost hunt review. Go and check that out. That is going to be about like a ghost, and it's exactly in the name. It's a supernatural horror anime. Go and check that if you like horror. Just check it out. Just go and watch the video, and you know, go and follow all my social media accounts. All the links are in descriptions. Check out my book. It's on the YouTube channel. Go and check out my book. It's definitely a fun read, a fun watch. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment in that order. And we're trying to get to 20 subscribers. Make sure to just subscribe, like, and do all that. Jane, my unknown cult.